Hello YouTube, my name is Ankit Biswas, and today in this video you will be hearing chapters 4 and 5 of my novel, The Archimediae Genesis. If you haven't heard the prologue through chapter 3, links are in the description. Anyways, enjoy. Thank you. The Archimediae Genesis, Chapter 4, Mira. And done! The printer whirs as the ID badge prints out. My face where Thomas's face used to be. The next face flashes up on the board. I call dibs! A voice shoots out from the small crowd. The person is a young child with large round eyes, lost in their fury. His cheeks are plump and he looks well fed. If you passed him on the street, you'd mistake him for one of the better offs. The ones who lived in the clouds, safe and snug from the world underneath. Little would you know what he truly was, what we truly were. The guy controlling the board looked at the child for a little bit. He looked far too young to pass off as one of the officers that were on board the ship. Unsure of what to say, he looks around for support, making care to avoid the child's hopeful eyes. Hope. Such a foolish thought. Everyone knew that we couldn't win the war. Not against them. As long as they stayed, they had everyone brainwashed. Everyone against Novae. Everyone against us. Unless we won. If we made it past the Gaian defenses and were able to take the SAST, Standard Aptitude and Skills test, if we passed the test, if we didn't go to the mines, if we got selected as one of the heads, if they didn't figure us out, if and only if, half of the solar system was counting on us. Readjusting course for Earth, our engineers are repairing the ship and refurbishing the Gaian markings. Alright, kid, the guy says, bringing me out of my trance. You're too young. I don't want to die anyways, the child whispers, lowering his head in disappointment. That was a mistake. He can't even raise his head when it rings out. Blood pools from him, leaking out onto the floor in spidery cracks. I cover my mouth in the opposite direction, tears welling up at the child. Silence envelops the room. Anyone who doesn't show fate in the Archimediae cause will be punished, someone says from behind me. No one here is going to die if you show fate to Archimediae. If they knew how wrong they were. Chapter 5. Caspian. I'm a traitor. I should be killed. No. I should be dead. I will be dead unless I get back first. Draping a hoodie over my head, I tap my foot impatiently as the elevator agonizingly grinds to a halt. The doors ding open, and I concentrate on the keypad until it bursts into flames. The elevator immediately jerks down, and I force the doors open, leaping onto solid ground just as the elevator falls into an abysmal darkness. Looking around for peeping eyes, I press myself against the wall, inching towards the generator room. Once I confirm that no one's in there, I shove the door open, breaking the small padlock guarding it. The door reeks open, unleashing a torrent of cobwebs and dust in my direction. But it's there. I focus the energy into the generator. Sparks burst out and flames start licking the countless knobs and levers on its surface. No. It lets out a whine and explodes in a ball of fire and chaos. The shock drives me back into the wall as my back explodes in pain. Screams ring out from the floor beneath us. A chunk of the ceiling rips off. The screams are cut off. Lights out, air conditioners out, cameras out, and 3 lives out. Sobs welling up in my throat, I sprint to our room. As soon as I get there, the door whips open, giving me a glimpse of my parents' glaring features, but I ran past them, beelining for my room. No time to grieve. I race over to my bed, crouching down beside a small steel box. I click open the otherwise impossible padlock and remove the 2 explosive pins at the hinges. I punch in the electronic code to the box, and a small hatch opens at the bottom. 3 syringes and a vial of black market bought, bluish liquid awaits me. I pour the liquid into the syringe, catching an image of my parents with their wet eyes, staring at me. Walter! Sword! My mind translates the baby speak. Water sword. I glance up, seeing my baby brother eye the syringes. I hold out my arm and snatch the syringe from the cliffs of his toes. Wincing, I drive the tiny point into my arm, injecting the chloroglobin into my bloodstream. Wisps of light escape from my fingertips into the sky. My novi blood is gone for now, vanished into the daybreak. As if on cue, footsteps ring from the stairs. Come on, get up. My mom urges me, her eyes laced with fear. The knocks bang on our doors as we see 3 figures in those dreaded black helmets and black armor, with a small red insignia on their breastplates. The Protochloriate Novia Division. No. The PNDs. I put everything back and shove the box back under the bed and rush over to the door, dragging my parents behind. The one in the center has a broad shoulder and an even broader chest. The other 2 also have barrel chests, just a little shorter. Hail the Protochloriate, we yell. I reckon you heard about the alert, the center PND says in a filtered voice. We nod, my head shaking at the thought of that darkness creeping in. Taking a few steps forward, he grabs Mom by her shirt collar. Then would you care to explain what you were exactly doing in that room? He growls, pointing his finger. I gulp.